So here we're going to be talking about, pretty much all the real estate foundation stuff for you guys to get started, right? So who's a real estate investor in here already? All right, cool. Who wants to start investing in real estate? All right, good. Okay, you're in the right place. Basically, I'm taking or Fuji and I are taking all the stuff that we learned the last like 5-6 years, and we put that into this PowerPoint, right? And so you guys are free to ask us any questions. We're going to share as much as we can this next 3 hours with you guys, all right? And yes, we'll take a break in between, so you guys can use bathroom and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's the point of this class, right? So we called it Master Real Estate Investing by Mastering the BRRRR Method. So who heard of BRRRR? All right. Okay. Who hasn't heard of BRRRR? Right, okay, good. We're getting good participation. So that's a good thing. So we'll talk about that, right? The BRRRR method. The reason I said that is because when you use this method, you really have to master all facets of real estate investing. And so BRRRR, and we'll explain that, right? And so that's really like at the beginning all the way till like, where we are now. So if you learn that, then next year you guys will come up here. Well, we're not doing a conference next year. So in 2 years, you guys will come up and do the presentation. All right, there you go. Let's see if this works. It's not my computer. I didn't drink. I had like, oh, the computer? Yeah. Usually the on button. It's called SP. I was in IT. We got that SP, standard procedure. Just turn the damn thing on and off. Yeah, computer everything. That's how we fix it. People do IT calls, and then I just go like restart. It works. So who's in IT field here? Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about. I thought you were going to say that I need testing or. Oh. Yes. Yeah. All right. So let's get started. Right. Again, this is me. My wife's not doing the training, but I couldn't get a updated photo. So, but both my wife and I, we invest in real estate. So we're BRRRR investor. We started investing in 2017, like we talked about yesterday. This is a little bit outdated, but we have about 24, 25 units, give or take, just because sometimes we purchase, sell, and stuff like that too. But we were able to scale because of the BRRRR method that we use, right? So we want to share that with you guys. All right. So here's the agenda. Even though I said we're going to do the BRRRR method, I want to start off with some foundational stuff, right? So who has 5 properties or more in here? Or 5 units? Yeah, 5 units or more. All right. Who has 3? 3? 2? Cool. 1? 1 property? You gotta raise your hand higher, man. You gotta represent your 1 property. All right? That's good already. That's a good start. Who hasn't purchased a property yet? Raise your hand. All right. So this first part, real estate foundation, is for all you guys too, but it's really for the people that hasn't started yet, right? So I'll brush through and share what some foundation stuff that you guys could do to get yourself started. And then after that, we'll go to the BRRRR method. And out of the BRRRR method, that's what it stands for, right? So BRRRR is just an acronym. People have been doing this for a long, long time. But the guy that wrote this book, who knows Bigger Pockets? Yeah, okay. So the guy that wrote this book, Brandon Turner, he coined the term BRRRR, or he made it popular, right? But basically, they've been doing it a lot, and it's actually from the commercial side. They use this on the commercial side all the time. So who was in Shelly's class yesterday? Yeah. So all those syndication, that model, it's really the BRRRR method. All right. That's what they do all the time, right? They purchase a property, stabilize it, like multifamily unit. I wasn't there. I was on the other side. But basically, in multifamily, they purchase the property, they stabilize it, raise the rents, right? And then they just refinance it out. That's what this is, all right? So you purchase the property, usually undervalued, right? You rehab it, so you do some value add component to it, right? In multifamily, sometimes they don't even rehab, they just like raise the rent. So who lives in an apartment here? Oh, no apartments? All right. Yeah, sometimes your landlord just raise the rent, right? They just like, hey, we're gonna raise $50. And you're like, oh, shoot, I want to move out, but it's only $50, so fine, I'll pay. And then next year, same thing, $20, and then you pay. But when they raise those small increments, it really adds to the net worth of the property. All right, so then you do some type of value add, so in this case, rehab. After that, you rent it out, right? Once you have a tenant in there, you could refinance it, right? So that's the next R. And then once you do all of that, once you refinance, basically you just stabilize the property, right? So it's on a 30-year whatever note or mortgage. So you just stabilize it, and then you repeat the process. That's it. That's the BRRRR method. So we all could go now and do this, right? Okay, so with that, let me start with some foundational real estate stuff for you guys. All right? So if you don't have any property, you need to consider this method first before you do the BRRRR method. Because this could lay the foundation for you guys, and it's a very risk-free way to start. It's not going to cost you guys a lot of money, and it's not very risky. Right? So you want to start with this method if you guys haven't owned any properties yet. So I call it real estate foundation. Because I did this, my wife and I did this, and it laid the foundation for us, right? So that we could really focus on scaling, right? So it took us like 3 years to do this, and then after that we scale. All right, so this is an easy way to do it. It's called House Hack. Same guy, Brandon Turner. People have been doing it for a long time. He just coined the term. So now we're using the term House Hack. So it's 4 easy steps, right, to House Hack. Who heard of House Hack before? All right, good. So basically, House Hack, you either purchase 2 to 4 units. It works better with 2 to 4 units, but for the single people out there, you could purchase a single family home and just rent the rooms out, right? If you're going to college, purchase a single family home. Rent the other units out to your roommates, right? So yeah, you start by buying a 2 to 4 units. Anything that's 5 units, you have to go talk to Shelly, because that's now considered commercial real estate. All right, 4 units and below is considered residential real estate. All right, so that's why it's 2 to 4 units. So you purchase anything that's 2 to 4 units. These are, duplexes, right? The 2 houses connected, or the 4 units are, usually a larger complex, but 4 units. Or it could be individual, but they're all in the same lot, right? So after that, after you buy that, that's step 1. Step 2, buy a small single-family house, preferably 2 bedrooms, right? And there's a reason why for that. And I'm going to go through more details on this, but just know that buy a small single-family house. Don't buy that big house yet. So buy the small single-family house. Then step 3, buy the larger single-family house. All right? And there's a reason. I'll explain that. So that's like your 3 to 4 bed, your 4 bed, 2 bath. That's the house you're probably going to live in for like 7 years, 5, 7 years. Then trust me, your wife's gonna want a bigger house. So my wife's already saying that. We're doing a new construction that we're supposed to sign the contract yesterday, but yesterday, no, 2 days ago. But we're so busy setting up that we're like, oh, we gotta wait till Monday. So after she do that new build, she's probably gonna do a new build for herself. And then step 4, if you have a spouse, your spouse, who's legally married? All right, who's only culturally married? Only culturally married. All right, so those that are culturally married, you could do this twice because your spouse could do it too. So step 1, 2, 3, just do it 2 times. It's also a good excuse to get a divorce on paper so that you could do it, but don't do that. All right? Because we're going to teach you to scale, so you don't need to do that. All right? No divorce. All right. I got to turn it back on and off again. Okay, so I'm going to actually break down some of the numbers for you guys here. If you guys want the slides, later, I could see if I could get the slides to send it all out to everybody. Okay, everybody's slides. If I don't, just remind me, but it might be like a week from now. But do take a picture because you'll probably remember it better. All right, so how's that? Four easy steps, right? The stuff that I just said. Step 1, buy a 2 to 4 units. Easy, because if you haven't purchased a property yet, you could use what's called FHA loan with 3.5% down. Right? FHA is the Federal Housing Administration. They don't do the actual loan, but they guarantee the loan for the banks. So you go to any banks or any lenders, like, we have Tou Fang, Lake, something mortgage. He's one of our sponsors, right? So he could do that loan for you and just ask him, I want to do the FHA program. And all you need is 3.5% down. So go talk to a loan officer, let them know, use the FHA loan, do 3.5% down. $100,000 home, that's $3,000. $200,000 home, that's $7,000, right? So you need about $8,000 to $25,000, depending on the size of the property and depending on where you are, right? $8,000 to $25,000. That's how my wife and I got started. Actually, we didn't even have money to purchase. So how we did, it was a lease option contract. I put $5,000 down, or as a contract fee. That's called rent to own, right? Or most of you guys might know as rent to own. Then after that, then I saved up some money as a down payment, and then we purchased it with the FHA, actually FHA 203K loan. But I'll explain that in a little bit here. But the main takeaway that I want you guys to take away from this is just that, yes, this first deal, you could get it done for under $10,000. So that's not risky at all, right? Tax season, you get your tax returns. Don't spend it on, I don't want to say dumb stuff, but yeah, dumb stuff. Don't spend it. I look at the baby, I was like, oh, shoot. What's your boy or girl? What's a boy? Yeah, he's good, man. He was here all day with us. He don't only cry. He was partying last night, too. I think we got to take the shirt back from the guy yesterday. Because he's the youngest one. What's his name? What's it? William? Okay, yeah, William. William started already, so early. All right. Yeah, so the takeaway is that you only need 3.5% down. So you guys could do this with very little money. Or if you have a goal, then you and your spouse, you guys could set the goal saying that, hey, we need about 10,000 or 15,000. Like, go ahead and talk to a loan officer, right? So you know how much down payment you need. And then you could like prep for that. So once you have a goal, you'll be able to save for that down payment, right? Okay. Or they even allow you to borrow, or not borrow, I'm sorry. Any loan officers in this room? Okay. If I messed up, he'll correct me, okay? Thanks, John. So you could get gifts. Okay, this down payment could be gifted, you know? So ask your family if you need to, right? And they could give you that down payment. Sometimes we kind of gift it and then we could give it back, but that's off the record. Yeah, so anyways, easy, 3.5% down. You guys could do that. Is that doable for you guys? Yes? All right. The FHA also have what's called the FHA Section 203K. All right? FHA 203K loan. They actually have 2 loans under there, but I won't talk about the 2 loans. I'll just kind of bundle that into it. This loan, what they could do is that you could purchase a property that needs to be rehabbed, and you could borrow the funds to fix the property, and they bundle all of that into one loan, so you only pay 3.5% on that loan as a down payment. Is that something that you guys see that you could use? Right? So you could find a duplex that needs to be fixed. Do the FHA 203K loan. Now, it's a lot of paperwork, so make sure you find a good loan officer that knows the FHA 203K program, okay? Do the FHA loan, FHA 203K loan, borrow the funds to fix the property, raise the value of the property so that you have equity in the property, right? And then, so that you could purchase that property. That's good because you won't be fighting with people for that property. Investors, like my buddy Sai here, right? Oh, we got the same shirt, dude. Good memo. We hang out too much together. That's why. No Minneapolis today. But what was that? Yeah, so he cannot pay. Sai cannot pay for that same house, like because we could pay more for it as someone that is first time buying and using the FHA 203K loan. Okay, so as investors, we need a larger margin. But if you're gonna live in the property, you could afford to pay more, right? So you could outbid him, right? So this is a very niche space that gives you guys a lot of advantages to purchase those properties. Make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they're going to come and do the appraisal. So let's say you purchase. So his questions was purchase the property for $60,000 and then do some rehab. So let's say you do $40,000 rehab. Okay, so that's $100,000, right? So part of the loan program, they're going to come and appraise it after you. As if you fixed it, because you got to tell them what you're going to fix. So based on what you're going to fix, they're going to appraise that and see if it's worth at least $100,000. So if it's worth at least $100,000, they'll give you the loan. But most of the time, it should be worth more than $100,000. No, so they'll give you $100,000. Yeah. So that's why it's all bundled in together. So you're gonna tell them like, don't. If you do, so it's the 2 loan programs. If it's 30,000 or below, it's an easier loan. This is basically cosmetic updates, right? So cosmetic is like paint and maybe change a couple of things. And then 31,000 more than 30,000. It's the main loan. So that one is like structural changes and stuff like that. So try to be in the $30,000 area. If not, if you have to, it's okay. It's just a little bit more paperwork. But yes, if you need $40,000 to fix, you purchase the property for $60,000. They're going to give you the whole $100,000. Of course, they're not going to write you a check for $40,000. It's going to go to escrow. So attorney's going to hold on to it. Some escrow company will hold on to it. Title company is going to hold on to it. And they will release the funds as you need. Again, just talk to a loan officer that knows the FHA 203K program and use a real estate investor, a real estate investor friendly agent, right? We have any agents in the house here? Yeah, so those guys, the guy over there, he's really good, right? So network, talk to agents that know what they're doing and they can help you through that process. Yeah. It's sort of first-time home buyer, but in your case, it might be harder for you to do it. I know a loan officer that did it for oh, he's in the other room. I was looking. I was looking for Yi. Where's Yi? Yi's not here. He's in the. Yeah. Yeah. You're first? Oh no, like he's talking. If you already have a few properties, can you still do a FHA? So technically, you can. Like if you have one, it's probably very easy for you to do it. But let's say if you have like five, now it's kind of harder because it's designed to help you guys get into your home. It's not designed for investors. But like if you're starting out, you could use it and you could double it up, right? As an investment property and as your first home. So the rule for FHA is that you can have one FHA loan under your name at one time, right? So let's say you use it now, and then the market goes up, you refinance the property, or you fix it up, right? Like with the 203K loan, and you have enough equity on there, you refinance it to a conventional loan, which I don't recommend right now because of high interest rate. But you could refinance into a regular loan, conventional loan, and then you could use the FHA again, right? So it's like you're under one FHA loan under your name at one time, right? Most of the time, everybody just said first-time home buyer because if you're a first-time home buyer, you automatically qualify. Yeah, 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 yeah. You could do it now, but but you had to own the other things that you had to own or occupy the property. So yeah, well, I mean, really, you have to own or occupy, right? So, however you want to do it. Yes, the wording is, it's my I intend to own or occupy it. I intend to live in the property. You don't have if you buy a fourplex, you don't have to live in all four units. You just need to intend to live in one of the unit. Yeah. Other question? Or same question? Yeah. Uh, they want you to use a contractor. So a contractor has to come and give you the bid. Licensed contractor that is approved by the FHA 203K loan program. If they have a license, they could just submit it if they're not approved. And basically, they just want to make sure the contractor doesn't like it's in good standing. Yeah. Yep. You have to really research your contractor. Get a lot of recommendations, right? And research your contractor. And make sure if they could explain to you the FHA program, the 203K loan, you should be good. I mean, that's a good sign, right? But with any rehab stuff, you really have to interview the contractor. A tip on that: my wife hired a contractor, and then she was asking the contractor what the contractor needs from her. I'm like, no, you're hiring him, so you need to tell him what the stuff you need to do, you need him to do, right? And whether he could do or not. This was a long time ago, because we didn't have experience. So remember, like anything, technically you're the one that's writing the check because you're paying for that loan, right? For that 30 years. So it's your money, right? They'll give you the money, but it's your money. You're paying for that. So you're hiring these people and you're paying them, right? So you're paying them for their expertise and for their labor. And so if they cannot share that information with you and let you know that these are sort of the process, then that's probably not a good contractor for that loan program. we'll continue, and if you guys have questions, I'll answer someone. All right, so you guys could see that that's something you guys could do, right? Yes? All right. All right, so step 2, buy a small single family. All right? Oh, I forgot. Here you have to live at least a year. The technical term is a year, but we round up. So anything after 6 months? I think 7 months you could do the next loan, right? Technically. He's still technically, right? So yeah. So after 7 months, you guys could start thinking about, you could start searching, right, for your next property, right? So you have to own or occupy one of the property. All right. So after that, so basically 1 year, right? Year 2, we buy a small single family. Why a small single family? Or why a single family, right? Let's start with that first. Because now you have a reason to move out. Because, you need your space, right? Your neighbors suck. My tenants are too loud, right? So you have a reason to move out. So you could put that in the loan. You have to own or occupy this property again, right? So you could move out, search for a small single family. And you have a reason to move out, so then you could just move out with very small down payment again, 3 to 5% down. These are conventional loans, right? You have to own or occupy the property, right? So 3 to 5% down. They have this loan. Again, you have to own or occupy the property. So you need to move out of your fourplex here and then go to live in the single family. So the idea here is to minimize your down payment, right? You can minimize your down payment. So you don't have to put that much down. Now, in the 4 unit here, you rent all 3 units out. That should cover your mortgage. Or if not everything, you should make some. We made some, right? You guys made, yeah, see, your fourplex. How much did you guys make? You guys live in 1 unit? Yeah. Oh, yeah, so you still have some profit? Oh, yeah, see? You still have profit and you only put like less than 25 grand down, right? All right. So then what you do now is that since you moved out, you want to rent that 3rd unit. So now you even have more cash flow, right? And you use that cash flow to pay for this mortgage here, the second home, right? Next, 7 months later. Next year, right? Oh, he'll help you guys. So next year, year 3, right? Year 3, buy the larger single-family house. So we have to start with the small 2 beds because now it's because our family is growing. We have a reason to move out, right? Our family is growing. If you don't have kids, go make a kid, right? Let's say it takes like 9 months. So you have like, during this time, make a baby. Right? So now you have reason to move out. We have a kid, our family is growing. I still need my office. I got to still Zoom into work, right? Because technically, whatever, right? So you need more space so you can move out. And you could do, 3.5 to 3% to 5% down as well. Another conventional loan because you got to own or occupy that property. All right? So here, you're going to probably spend a little bit longer, like, your next 5 years or 10 years. So you can own or occupy the property 5% down. Anywhere from 8,000 to 25 grand. But remember, in these 2 years, your fourplex basically pay for itself. You still make some money, and you're still working, right? You're working or you're doing investments or other things like that. So you're making money. Don't buy the fancy car yet. Save that money for the down payment on step 2, right? Save that money that you guys saved from paying mortgages or rent, right? And use that for step 3 as down payment. right? That's a goal that you and your spouse or you and your partner, you guys have to set up, right, for the next 3 years. So when you do that, all total money that you need to spend is about 21,000 to 65,000. That's in the 3-year process. But between all of that, the very hard one is just this first one. So really, it's not even that much because in between that, you're saving all the money that you can. Your mortgage and your rent is your most expensive expense. If you get rid of that, imagine how much you guys could save, right? Who pays at least 20, how much you guys pay for rent or mortgage right now? Those that doesn't have properties. How much you paying for rent? Just yell out. 1,600. 18? 13? Oh, that's not bad, right? So 1,600 times 12. How much is that? Someone do the math for me. 1,600 times 12. 19,000. That's your down payment between all of this, right? So if you don't have to pay a mortgage or rent, you have the money to do it. You guys already have the resources to do this step. Make sense? All right. So again, step 4, if you have a spouse that's not legally married, you guys could do this twice. So they could do their own too. Yep. Oh, this is not the BRRRR yet. This is just foundation stuff. Yeah. You don't, well, both. BRRRR is for people that don't have money either. So that's why. But you want to use this to minimize the amount of money and risk of investing, like these first foundational steps. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't want to do these steps, that's the BRRRR strategy, right? Which we're going to talk about. Yeah, so see, she has money. So that's the BRRRR training. Okay, so we gotta get to that. So you don't have to do this if you guys don't. If you guys, this is for people starting out. But if you already have resources, right, then you could just BRRRR all day, and we'll talk about that, right, to really scale. Okay. Yeah. You're gonna run out of cash very quickly. Thank you. You're gonna run out of cash very quickly, and so well, unless you have a couple million, yeah. We could do a large deal together. Yeah. Everybody remember, what's your name? What's your name? Yeah. Gao Sheng. Oh, Gao Sheng. Man, so rich. Where's the other Cheng here? Every Cheng person I met, they have so much money. You know, Cups and Cheers? Are you from here? Oh, 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 that's why they have a lot of money. So you need to use that money and put that in real estate, okay? Yeah. Yep. All right, that's good. Everybody, Gao Sheng, right? Gao Sheng Jia right here. Go meet with her after our discussion here. Okay. All right, so that's foundational steps, right? Again, I'll walk through quickly here. These are sort of the numbers. You guys could take a picture of this. Oh yeah. Well, when you do FHA, you put so little down, only 3.5% down. So when you refinance out, they usually need a 20% or right now 25, even 30% equity in your home. So you won't be able to refinance right away, unless like you do the 2 or 3K loan and like you just shot up the value of your property. Then you could refinance and then do what you said to repeat FHA again, but you're putting so little down that you won't be able to do it. It'll be very difficult to refinance. Okay, because banks, they don't actually need your down payment. They don't care about that. They just need equity in your home. So the FHA loan program here, I don't have. Oh, the FHA loan program, it's actually the government backing up that equity. So you put 3.5% down, the federal government is putting the rest of that, right? And so if your property has equity in your home, like equity is the difference between the mortgage that is on it. You know, mortgage is the loan that you took out, right? So equity is the difference between that mortgage and how much the property is worth, right? And they'll send an appraiser to come and appraise. So appraiser is someone that come take a look, do all the analysis, and see how much the property is worth, right? So the difference between what is worth and how much you owe on the property is your equity. And banks just wants that 20% equity, 25%. For investors, even now 30% equity in that difference. So it's either you create the equity by doing stuff like this, right, or rehabbing, or you pay that equity. So you pay that equity. One of the attendees said, like 20% down, right? You're paying that equity. So you either pay the equity, or the BRRRR method is that you create the equity, so that you don't have to pay for that. I think we have a question over here. Yeah. No, because once you have a multifamily here, like what's your reason for buying another multifamily? You could buy it, but now they said, no, you're just investing. Like we're not that stupid, right? So you're just investing. So we need you to bring equity now. So either you create the equity or you got to pay for the equity. 20% down, 15% down, 25% down, depending on the loan, right? Okay? So this is a way that you could kind of, you know, they really built this for to help us get into homes, right? But we could use it and double it up as an investment strategy as well. All right, so house hacking. So here's some quick numbers, right? Buy a property for $450, you know, duplex. You know, with that, you rent everything out, you probably profit $1,400. Next step, buy the small family, you rent it out, profit $400. By the large single family that you're going to live in, you're going to be negative because you're paying for some stuff. No profit there. But all of that stuff, if you add everything, since you do make some profit, you use that to pay for your mortgage, right? So you should still profit a little bit. Or the main thing here is that you live rent-free or mortgage-free. That's the idea behind this. So that you're rent-free, so that you don't have to pay for your rent or your mortgage. All right? So like I said earlier, if you're paying $1,600 a month now, but you don't have to pay that anymore, that means next year you have like 20 grand to invest. Right? 2 years, you have like 40 grand to invest. Because you're not paying for that rent anymore. Right? So that's the idea behind that. But more importantly, this is what it does when you don't have to pay rent anymore. Well, this is what it did for us when we didn't have to pay rent. It frees your mental space and your mental energy. Okay? If you don't have to think about bills, you don't have to, you know that your monthly home is taken care of already, right? It will free your mental energy to think about other things. It will free a mental space to come to a conference like this and learn, right? It will free your mind and your mental space to talk to other investors and learn from them. Because mentally, you're not occupied by, oh, I got bills to pay anymore, right? So that is actually more important than just the rent-free thing that you don't have to pay, all right? Make sense? Thank you. He knows because that's what we did, right? Him, his wife, and us. All right, so that's it. That makes sense to everybody? If you don't have property, use the house hacking strategies to get you guys started. All right, 3 years, all you guys should be able to do that. If you did that, you'll have enough properties to be worth at least $1 million already. All right? Is that a good one? Yeah, question? Uh, what's your situation like for your home, your firm? How many beds? 3 beds? You can still buy talk to a loan officer. You could probably still do the FHA loan because it's just FHA. If you go conventional for a fourplex, they will not let you do it. But if you do FHA for a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, they might still let you do it. So talk to a lot of loan officers. You will probably be able to find one that will do it for you. If Johnny's not gonna do it, are you here in Twin City? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Got it? So reach out to loan officers. All right. Let's see, what time is it? 10, 11, 12, 2 hours. You guys want to take a quick break? All right, let's do like a 5-ish, 10-minute break. Get some coffee, use the bathroom, and then we'll start the next one, which is it's time to BRRRR.